Cartoons can be some of the trickiest sources that we as historians need to use. Part of the issue is that cartoons carry messages and information, but they get those messages across using pictures, symbols, images, as well as words. The challenge for us is to try and work out what exactly the person who has drawn the cartoon is trying to tell us. Even today, in newspapers and magazines around the world, cartoons will appear, often carrying messages about something which is very much in the headlines. In the last couple of weeks, the issue of cartoons has been very much in the news, as in parts of Europe, cartoonists have been targeted by Islamic fundamentalists who are unhappy with the way that they have shown the Prophet Muhammad in their cartoon drawings. When we go back in time, drawing cartoons on a daily basis and publishing them in newspapers was seen to be a way of getting messages or points of view across to the reading public. People who grew up with newspapers and who grew up reading a newspaper on an everyday basis soon learned how to make sense of the cartoons. However, for us, it's not a skill that we automatically have. However, it's not something that we should see as a major challenge. There are a number of steps we can perhaps take to try and work out what the cartoon is trying to tell us. The first one would be to look at the cartoon as a whole, and any clues which might be written which would give us some idea of what the cartoon might be about. The next stage is to try and drill down a bit deeper to look at some of the fine detail in the cartoons. In this particular picture, we see a London policeman who seems to be playing a game called Blind Man's Buff. The object of the game, if you're not sure, is for the person who is blindfolded to try and find others who are close to him. Those people are able to dodge and move as they see fit. Very often when we're given a cartoon as a source that we need to make sense of, we will be told when the cartoon was drawn, when it was published, and which event it links to. I can tell you that this particular cartoon appeared at the time when Jack the Ripper was going about his murderous rampage throughout the East End of London, and clearly the police were finding it very difficult to track him down. The major question which we are always asked as historians is, what is the message in the cartoon overall? In this particular cartoon, I would challenge you to think about whether or not the person who drew the cartoon was a fan of the police investigation, or whether he was critical of the police's efforts to try and catch Jack the Ripper. Before you try and work that through, perhaps you need to delve a little bit deeper. Have a look at the expressions on the faces of those who seem to be giving the policeman the runaround. Have a look at how confident the policeman appears to be when it comes to trying to tap on the shoulder those people who he's playing blind man's buff. So here's the million-dollar question. Can you explain the meaning of this cartoon? Can you explain whether or not the person who drew it was critical of the police's efforts to catch Jack the Ripper or supportive? It's over to you.